Hello and welcome to Liverpool is Red. I'm your host Puxty to talk about the weekend. Now I've got to be honest, it was a bit of a mixed emotion over the weekend. Saturday, the game nearly being called off was a bit disappointing to start with. Then finding out it's going ahead, but before that, there were rumours circulating around that Trent Alexander-Arnold had been offered a new contract by Liverpool. Now, if that is true, that might explain the way he played on Saturday. He was absolutely dreadful. Now, I've got to be honest, I agree with Roy Keane. The standard of his defending, yes, he was sometimes 2-on-1, and you can obviously pick other players to come in and should have protected him a little bit more, but it wasn't just the defensive side of his game that was bad on Saturday, to be honest. His passing wasn't up to scratch either. And also, what surprised me is it took as long as 85 minutes to take him off. He had a hand in both goals. So I do think that he really should have come off a little bit earlier. Maybe that is down to Conor Bradley maybe not being as fit. So moving forward, hopefully that fingers crossed he will be. Trent. Let's be honest, he's got to be better than that. And if Real Madrid were watching, they might not decide to actually sign him, which could be good. Maybe that's why he did it. You never know. I mean, it's one thing that us Liverpool fans, we know that all three of them need to sign a new contract. We all want them to sign a new contract, but we've got a title challenge going on at the moment, and I genuinely believed, as I said on my friend's chat show, Football Heritage TV, I think we're going to do the quad. Now, these contract situations could be a bit embarrassing for me because it could derail it. Now, if we don't sort it out, or if the fans don't know what's going on, then it's going to keep continuing like this. I'm going to look stupid, which I don't really want to do. I do that enough anyway. So it's really something that they need to either shut up on social media, because it is getting ridiculous now. It's a bit of a show, to be honest, and it's not the sort of show I want to watch. So they either need to shut up and play their football. They need to tell us that they're going, which is fair enough. If they're going, they're going. We can then look to build on that, which we can talk about in a moment. Or tell us they're going to sign, so then we can relax and enjoy the title charge. I still think we're going to win the league. I do still think that. The quad, let's see what happens side we put out against Spurs. I mean, I personally think that we should go as full strength as we can, considering we have Accrington standing in the next game. So I think that we can rest a few players in that for the Premier League game on the 14th away to Nottingham Forest, who again won last night. Fantastic result for them. They are catching us, but we still are 6 points clear. We've still got a game in hand. So the fact, if we win the game in hand, we're past the halfway point in terms of games-wise, so there'll be 18 left. That's expecting us to lose at least 3. We've only lost 1 game all season. So the squad is showing that it is capable to compete at the moment. The next 25 games is on all competitions, maybe 30 games, 35 games in all competitions, depending on how far we go. We'll see how good the squad really is. I mean, we've not really seen Endo that much. We've not seen Tyler Moulton that much. Harvey Elliott's only just come back from injury. Obviously, Conor Bradley is now down as second to Trent Alexander-Arnold. And then Szoboszlai didn't play as well yesterday. On Saturday. He wasn't very well. Update, he should be available for Saturday. For tomorrow night against Spurs. So it's interesting. Liverpool fans, what do you think? Do you think that this contract situation needs to end now, or do they need to shut up about it, or what do you think? Please tell me what your thoughts are. Leading on to another subject, which I'd like to do, is what if the worst should happen? If the worst should happen and all 3 guys leave, who replaces them? Now, for me, I'm going to pick 2 players for each position. So for my right wing, to replace Mo Salah, if he were to leave, God forbid he does, I hope he doesn't, But if he were, there's one player I would go for straight away, and that's Brian Bremo, which I have mentioned before, and then Mohamed Kudus. Now, both of these guys, if you put them in this Liverpool side, playing the way we do under Arne Slot, they will get chances. I don't think Mo Salah is a better finisher than Brian Bremo. I've got to be honest. I think Brian Bremo is probably better while he's actually got the ball at his feet. I think technically he's more of a graceful player. He's got pace. I don't see any reason why he couldn't get numbers that would mean that we wouldn't miss Salah's goals and assists as much as what we would if he were to leave tomorrow, for example. Now, Mohamed Kudus at West Ham. The reason he's second, I mean, I like the profile of 23, 22, 23, 24 at a max, because then you get, if you sign him to a 5-year deal, for example, which seems to be what happens at the minute. If you do sign them to a 5-year deal, then you've got them till they're 27, 28, 29. Or even, if you do push it out to 25 years old, then obviously to 30. The issue with that is, look at where we are now with Mo Salah and Virch. I think we need to sign, personally, I think we need to sign players at 23, 24, so then that way we can see what they're like at 27. And then whether we offer them a new deal, new 3-year deal with higher wages and things like that. So a bit of forward thinking there. The owners, with Mohamed Kudus, I think he'd be a hell of a lot more money than what Brian Bremo would be. I'm not saying that that's because he's a better player. I'm saying that it's because Mohamed Kudus was bought for a hell of a lot of money by West Ham. So I would imagine that they would want to recoup quite a lot. They are both special players. They could do it in this Liverpool team. Now going down to right, please let me know what you think, and let me know your choices of who you would like and who you think could come, or whether you think someone could come through. In right back, I think the first name is pretty simple. Conor Bradley replaces Trent Alexander-Arnold quite simply. If we were to buy, the first name that comes to mind is Frimpong. I don't think it would take him very long to adjust to Slot's tactics. He seems to be a very, very good player forward and going forward especially. But he's very good defending, especially one-on-one, which probably would help Liverpool in this system. Because again, putting him in Trent's position, I don't think he would be caught out as much as what he was, especially against United. Another right back is Nottingham Forest fans are not going to like me for it, but Anya. He's had a great season, and he's very good defensively, and again he's very good moving forward. You know, we don't need to replace Trent's passing. That's the one thing that I must stress, that if he were to leave, we don't need to replace that per se. We need a right back who can defend. That's what we need, because that would then take the burden of Konate having to come out all the time. That would take the burden of Gravenberch having to come back as much if he's playing on that side. So I do think it would help if we got someone who was a little bit more defensive minded than what Trent is. Going into centre back. Now this is a tough one, because you're either going to have to spend lots of money, take a risk, or a bit of both, really. Now, the two names that do spring to mind when it does come to this centre-back position, Mark Gahey from Palace. I think that would be quite a good signing, because he's Premier League proven. He's an England international. They want Ben Doak, which, if Palace met the £30 million that Liverpool want for him, then obviously we are looking to sell if that's the case, if the valuation's met. Now, if what I was thinking is that Palace want £80 million for Gahey, which is why he didn't go to Newcastle in the summer. And I think, if we gave him £50 million plus Doak in the summer, I can't see a reason why they would reject that, to be honest. They have already replaced Mark Gahey anyway, because they thought he was going to go to Newcastle. Lacroix, very good centre-back from Wolfsburg. That came really out of the blue, and that's a good signing as well. I think he's a good player. And then the other one is Bastoni, and he's going to cost you 100 mil. I think he'll cost you more than Virgil van Dijk, just purely because obviously more money is the value of a player seems to have gone a bit more. And plus, when you look at Virgil van Dijk, they will say, you signed him 7 years ago for £75 million, inflation, which I think is a bit ridiculous. But he's because he is Milan Inter through and through, so that would be a bit tougher to get for us. So I think looking at Frimpong, right back, him and Conor Bradley, that's cover. That's absolutely perfect for me. I'd be happy with that. Right wing, I would actually probably try and sign Mbeumo and Kudus if I could, if Salah left. Because I don't think Harvey Elliott sits out there very well. He's more of a number 10. And Mbeumo can obviously play as a number 9 as well. And centre back, I would go for Guéhi. I think that seems the most logical choice. So then with Ben Doak leaving, obviously that then means that one of the youth players can possibly get minutes out on loan, and train with the first team. We've got a lot of right-footed left wingers at the moment, so it is something that we don't need. Oh, excuse me. And Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz at the minute are playing fantastic. So Diaz can obviously play through the middle. So if Nunes was to leave, I don't really think it would be that much of an issue if we signed obviously Kudus and Mbeumo. There are a couple of strikers that I would like for Liverpool to actually have a look at. One of them is Jonathan David. He's out of contract at the end of the season, so we could be talking to him now for all we know. He also has a mate at left back, Alphonso Davies. A bit more tricky because obviously he's really well. He could potentially be world class as a left back. I don't quite think he's there yet. The form of Andrew Robertson for over the years for Liverpool, he would be the number 1 left back for me. Number 1 left back of all time, by the way, is Ashley Cole. Number 2 is Roberto Carlos, just in case anyone wanted to know that. If you disagree, let me know. I'd like to know who you think. So with that in mind, going into next season, there are a couple of players I'd like Liverpool to look at. As I say, Alphonso Davies and David from Lille, and also I do like the look of that Santiago Jimenez, who played for Slot for Feyenoord. Now he's had an injury this season, which is why you haven't heard much of him. But if you look at his goals to game ratio, look at his hold up play, look at how he can hold up, pass it out wide, then get into the box. He's quick as well. I don't quite think he's as quick as your Mo Salah or your Darwin Núñez. Maybe probably on the Gakpo front. I think that he could be. He's not slow. He is a target man as well. So I really think he would flourish in this Liverpool side. Give him chances, he will finish. He will finish. And I genuinely think, putting my mind in it, bar no injuries, mind you, if he'd have been in the same situations as Darwin Núñez last season, this season, he would have finished them. I really, really, really do think that. So it is something that I do hope that we are looking for. Budget right wingers with a left foot, by the way. Szymanski. Have a look how good he was at Feyenoord under Slot. I know that's one right out the top drawer, that left wing, shall we say? But that is something to look at. Would he rather play for Liverpool or stay out in Turkey? I've got to be honest. I think I would like to think he'd come play for Liverpool. We're about to win the quad, best team in the world, best club in the world, and the best team right at this point in time. So, bit of a wobble against Man United. I don't want to really go into it because it annoyed me. So I would like to just continue looking forward. That is the way forward. 1 foot in front of the other. We've got the point. We move on. Now for Tottenham. Are we going to play a full-strength team? As I said at the beginning of the video, I do believe we should. I think we need, if we can get the first leg with a 3 or 4 goal difference, like the league game, I don't think we need to play the full strength at Anfield. Sorry, in the second leg, which I don't think is at Anfield, actually. It's at Wembley, isn't it? I don't agree with them being at Wembley, semi-finals. All finals should be at Wembley. So, but that's for another day. I hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe, and I will be on a panel show later on at 6 o'clock called The Collective, and I will put in the link in the on my profile on the YouTube channel. So please take a look. Take care. Have a good day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.